How about Andre?
Oh, Jesus, nobody better than him. Oh, my God.
Even as limited as he was, because you had to take all the heat, Andre, would he ever sell?
He wasn't limited, brother. He could take your head, put your head on his thigh, and stomp the floor and give you a thigh bump, and it meant more than a triple suplex off the top of the Empire State Building. He had such a repertoire with what he had that you could put every Chris Jericho, Billy Gunn, Bruno Sammartino in the ring. Nobody had more offense than he did.
Now, in WrestleMania 3 at the Pontiac Silverdome, did you call it or did he call it?
I wrote it all down on a piece of paper for Vince, and Vince gave it to him.
Oh, now, hold on now. So you were afraid. You would testify now that, you physically were afraid of him because, he...
No, I wasn't afraid of him, but he was in just so much pain that, we really weren't sure. Vince came to me the night before. We weren't sure the way the finish was going. So I said, let me write down a plan A Hulk Hogan match. It'll blow the roof down out of the place. So Vince took out his big yellow pad, his big yellow notebook pad, and I wrote down center of the ring. He pushes me, or I push him. I can't remember. I go. He throws a punch. I block it. 1, 2, 3 punches. Go to pick him up. I fall backwards. First time I've ever done it in my life.
First time you ever wrote something down before? First time you never called it out there. The first time you actually pre-planned it.
Right. And I just wanted Vince to have something to make sure. And that night, Vince wants to talk to him before the matches, and Vince was pretty sure he's going to put me over, but he wasn't sure. So I really didn't know, but it was cool. I didn't have to beat him, but he wanted to help me and pass the torch.
But at that point, Andre said, "Man, this kid has paid his due. I've beat him up. I've carried him around the ring like a 6-pack. Tonight's the night." So it was the night that he passed the torch in WrestleMania 3 at Pontiac. That was definitely Andre's decision. Yes, I'm going to pass the torch to this kid.
Yeah, it was his decision. And
now, when you got him up, when it was time for the slam, did he say, "Let's go"? What did he say?
Well, I knew if I slammed him, I better get it over with because I tried to pick him up earlier and I fell backwards with him, and I knew he was too heavy to get up. So everybody knocks me for this on the internet, and everybody always just says BS. But the honest to God's truth is they weighed him in. They always said he was the 500-pound Andre the Giant. But we weighed him at the scales at the baggage claim in Detroit. When we came to Detroit,
the baggage claim.
He was about 697 because he'd gained a bunch of weight, and he had that huge back surgery in England. He was in a ton of pain.
Right.
And he was heavy. So, that basically at the end of the day, Andre goes, "Slam!" And I went, "What?"
Were you even at the part to slam?
Yeah, it was time. He knew it was time. He goes, "Slam!" and he screamed at me, and he pushed me. I kind of went back, and when he started walking towards me, I took another step back, and I got him under the crotch when he was coming towards me.
And just kind of used his momentum,
I got him under the crotch, and he put his arm around my neck, and right when I got him up halfway, I went, "Shiz it!" and I just, with everything I had, turned him the rest of the way to get his feet up behind my head.
Right.
And when I did, my back tore out, my shoulder tore out, both my biceps tore out, and I just flopped him down on the ground.